you guys? What is up? What is up? Your girl G here. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, I don't know where that came from, but I just wanted to come and talk to you guys. I'm a little upset. I thought I had PT today at 11. I get there, the lady said, hey, till tomorrow at 1. Talk about mad, wasting my gas and everything, but it's okay, because in the meantime, since I was down here, your girl went to Nothing But Cakes. I don't know if you ever heard of the place. There's this place called Nothing But Cakes, and I went over there and got my free birthday buntlet. And this week they have the Biscoff cookie butter cake, and I'm so excited because I missed it the last time. And I was like, okay, let me get it this time. It was like perfect timing because my birthday was the 2nd, but in the email it didn't start till the 5th. But luckily with the coupon or whatever, you have it for 2 weeks. So I was like, okay, my birthday is 2nd. Let me wait till after the 5th. Then I collect my buntlet because I want to try the new flavor. At least I get it for free. So yeah, you guys, I can't wait to get home and try that. But in the meantime, I want to talk to y'all about Married to Medicine. I know the review is a little bit late, okay? But it was just because, like, there wasn't too much that happened in the episode, honestly. But we still got some things we can talk about with these ladies, okay? But if you're new to my channel, hey, how you doing? Go ahead and hit that like button, comment, let me know where you found your girl at. Everybody hit that like button, let me know that you stopped by. Does your girl wonders. By the end of February, I am going to be at 4,000 subscribers. I'm speaking into existence, and I need you guys to help me. I have been stuck on this 3,600 for I don't know how goddamn long. I don't know what happens, like when like you're a content creator and it just seems like you just be stuck on one number. And it's like I literally have been stuck fluctuating between this 3650. Like I'm tired of it. Like y'all help your girl out, okay? Make sure you're liking that, hit that like button and commenting below, because by the end of February I want to have 4,000 subscribers, period. Or I'm speaking into existence. By the end of February, your girl's gonna have 4,000 subscribers. All right, okay, hype me up. Hey, hype me up. All right, but nonetheless, Married to Medicine, okay? So we open up the episode with Eugene and Toya. Eugene calls Toya down, and he was like, I'm down here, making drinks, come down here and talk to me. She was like, oh, are you sure you want to talk to me? She's like, maybe I might need a note from my doctor or something like that. And so she finally goes down there, and one of the frustrating things about Eugene and Toya, or Toya in particular, is her inability. It's like, although when it comes to the girls, she do be clocking the girls. Like she knows how to call out the girls, but for some reason, the same way in which she can call out and see other people's BS, she can't seem to see her own, and she wants other people to apologize for their stuff. But Toya, you gonna need to learn how to apologize to your husband, all right? Because I ain't never been one to be like, that's a good man, Savannah. But Eugene is a good man, Savannah. And when Eugene started, he basically was like, obviously it wasn't a good moment that we had, with each other at the party. And he was like, when I'm sitting there and think about it, he was like, I maybe underestimated just how stressed, or just how much like the party was overwhelming to you. And that's, to me, ultimately what I feel like it was. Toya was like so concerned about looking a certain way in the household. Like, okay, clearly, she's like, she's inviting them into her personal space, and she's like, I know these bitches be judging me. And so that's why I felt like she was trying to do that. When she like said Eugene, she was like, you're my husband, like, you know what I need from me, husband wife looks. Like she wanted to give off the all-American husband wife, y'all welcome to my home, everything's good over here. And when Eugene went against that and didn't do it when she wanted it the way she wanted it, she pop off. And that's what we've clearly seen in the flashbacks. When Toya doesn't get her way, she acts like a little child. And a lot of times too, Toya is a self-prophesizer. You actually ended up giving the girls exactly what you didn't want them to have at the party, because you were so focused on trying to force a moment with, the men being, trying to be shady. The men, we gonna have y'all jump through hula hoops so y'all can take y'all shirt off like King or whatever. And then you want to sit there, and after Eugene apologized to Toya and was like, I can acknowledge that, me making jokes about the notes, like, I didn't account for how intense this was for you. And so he puts down the little pool balls or whatever and apologizes. And so he's like, do you have anything you want to apologize for? And the fact that Toya literally had to be like, she was like,
Miss Jackson.
Okay, I can apologize for, allowing the ladies to get to me. I can apologize for not taking the higher road. And then she finally gets to it and talking about, I can finally apologize for, speaking to you like that in front of everybody. Like, I shouldn't have did that. But she didn't really give a descriptive apology, and it's bullshit. You can tell a lot of the times Eugene apologizes first to get Toya to apologize, and that grows old real fast, because Toya, you want to sit here and act like you saying that stuff of, you the man of the house, the leader of the house, I need you to show me how you gonna lead these men. And you want to try to like gaslight him into believing like, you are a leader, so like I want you were in the household, like I wanted you to show the other lead the other men to the exercise. And it was like, it was very disrespectful, and it did come off as you were being facetious when you said it. Eugene, you're a leader, be a leader. And it's like, you want to get mad at somebody, well, like, clearly if it offends you, then that means you don't feel like one. The fuck? No. That's why Eugene literally had to cut his eyes, like, you like, who you talking to, Toya, you didn't want to admit, like, what you said, like, when you were saying that, you definitely were being, what's the word, start with a C. Damn, what's the word I'm looking for? It's pissing me off. But the other word, only word I can just think of is facetious. Like, it just was very, like, ew. That's the only way I can think about it. And of course, with you talking to Eugene like that, you allow the other ladies to feel like they can talk about him like that. That's why the other ladies have ammo for him, because you disrespect the dog fuck out of him on national TV. They got the flashbacks and the proof. Toya, they got the receipts. Bravo got the receipts, Toya. When you said shut up and put that biscuit in your mouth, that was like, I will never forget that, because I really looked at Toya like, wow. But nonetheless, he was like, having the ladies, when they in the group chat, you got heavily basically talking about, Eugene's dick size, because Toya, you brought it up. You make these jokes, like, a lot of times Toya does make these jokes about Eugene in a very kind of like benevolent, like, I don't want to say like downgrade-y type of way, but like, I don't know if y'all remember the time when Toya was like, yeah, when we were in school, if we were in school, like, I'd be the popular girl and Eugene would be, lucky to date me or something like that. It's kind of like, why are you always doing that to Eugene? Because when you look at the old pictures of Eugene, like, he was never like an ugly kid, and you could tell like he was the kid that was like cool with everybody. But like, Toya is just so obsessed with like this, I don't know, proving that she's just higher version of herself. She's really got to let that childhood bullying shit go. You can tell her being made fun of for having the knockoffs, her being made fun of for not necessarily having money, really affected her. Like, she's always about trying to give off a certain, you know, rich bitch persona. Which is why she's continued to poke heavily about that motherfucking bag. So, Toya gives her weak ass apology, and Eugene and her are good. So we move on to the next scene, and it is Brandy inviting Angel and what's the girl name? Mimi over. Mimi just brings her daughter. She leaves her son at home. I totally understand it. She was like, you know, he's broken TVs and broken stuff. You know, it gets expensive, I'm sure. Then not to mention, like, just needing a moment to not have to, like, be back and forth, like, stressed. Okay, I got one daughter here. And I'm sure a lot of times, too, when you are in these situations, when you do have a child, one child that requires a lot more attention and dedication, the other kids a lot of times do get neglected. And so it is a good thing to make sure that you are spending time with, you know, the daughter individually as well. But nonetheless, Brandy's talking to Angel. She comes in, starts talking about, oh, you know, her being single. We all know, or I remember Angel from Basketball Wives Miami, and she basically talking about being single. She's got her 2 kids with a basketball player as ex that ain't doing nothing for them. Shocker. And she's like, you know, I really would like a man who's gonna put me in my soft girl era. You know what it is. And it's like, Angel pretty, got money, like, good luck. Good luck. She talking about, I just got the wrong picker. Nah, bitch, these niggas is fakers. That's why. These niggas is fakers. But nonetheless, Brandy's like, you know, what's been going on in the streets? Because she's like, you know, girl, I've been married for 10 years. Or whatever. Mimi's been married for 11. She's like, what's going on in the streets? And so they were like, well, shoot, let's talk about what was going on over there at Toya house. Like, what was that? And so, you know, oh, also as well, the group chat, when they got invited to, I guess, to like build a bag, you know, little party or whatever. Whoa, okay. I know it was a little, you know, be construction. Now, sometimes I'll be looking at the little construction dudes, and he was kind of a little cute. I was, okay. Let me find out. Nonetheless, who started first? What they talk about first? Toya's party or whatever. And they were like, boy, Toya, she went in there, did she? And Mimi, you could tell, does not like Toya. And I get it. Like, I understand, because Toya is that bitch rough around the edges, you know? And with Mimi being a psychologist, you know, she can't help but always have her doctor hat on. And granted, is Mimi passive aggressive in the way that she's talking about Toya? Yeah. But, I mean, is she wrong, though? With the things that she been saying about Toya? Hell no. She was like, Toya lives in her own world. True. Toya, you know, has a hard time controlling herself, and acknowledging people's feelings. Anytime there's a scene with Toya, Mimi has yet to really just get it wrong. But it's still something about the way she's going about doing it, where I just know at the reunion, Toya finna light her ass up. Alright? But nonetheless, after the whole Toya situation, they're talking about, you know, in the group chat, how the whole bag situation, heavily went off and left the bag, and Toya, like, or whatever, they brought it up in the group chat or whatever, and it was just kind of like, how's this gonna go when we get to, you know, the little party or whatever that's been thrown. So after that, we see a scene with King and Quad. Long story short, when I tell you King is along for the ride, that's the best way to put it. King is just along for the ride. He got with Quad, and, you know, she's picking out clothes and stuff like that, and he was like, Gucci for the doctor's office? She was like, yeah, that's what I got. And it's like, how you get mad at her wearing Gucci to the doctor's office when I see you folding up a whole ass Amiri cohort over there with some goddamn palm trees graphic printed across the all over the whole damn thing? Like, you could tell King is, I don't know, somewhat annoyed by her high maintenance stuff, but it's like, you're with her, you got with her, like why are you upset that the bitch is high maintenance? You know that, right? But nonetheless, they start discussing going to Ghana again, and he's like, oh well, what do you think? He's like, how are you gonna react if you don't get the results that you want? There's a lot of stuff that he said this episode where I was just kind of like, he's speaking real singular over there, Quad. Him talking about, oh, if you don't get the results that you don't want, and oh, you know, he uses a lot of you when discussing that process, okay? So I don't know if it's just giving, like, they both kind of know this is a little bit of a quid pro quo for the both of them, where, you know, they, as she said, because she's like, you know, we've discussed this, all you said is like, we'll just need to make more money. She's like, I've always told you what I wanted to be as a mom, and da-da-da-da. And especially after, you know, unfortunately losing her niece, I feel like Quad definitely is a lot more emotionally impacted when it comes to having a child and wanting a child. But he was like, you know, we never thought about the process being this hard. You know, he was like, I just kind of thought it was going to be one and done. And he's like, now basically this is the third round, you know? And so in the confessional, she was like, you know, we just have to kind of meet in the middle because he already has a kid. And then, like, she doesn't. So, like, you know, for King, you can tell for him, it's kind of like I'm good without it. But, like, since you are going to have one, he's okay with the process because in his mind, she got the house, she got the money, like, as these niggas do. It's the thought process of, like, I know she going to take care of the baby. Right? So yeah, that definitely was, I just am very much paying attention to King and the way he talk about it. So I'm just like, quiet girl, I really hope that a lot of this isn't just because you feel like, oh, you're gonna be in a relationship with King and raise this baby together, because I'm telling you right now, that ain't the energy it's giving. I'm gonna let you know that. So moving on, from one questionable nigga to another, Cecil has his brother come over to talk to the brother, and they're doing kind of like back and forth scenes. As that is happening, Simone is sitting down with her sister, and you know, Cecil has his brother come downstairs. Now here the gag, y'all. Here is the gag. The giggity gag, okay? Tell me why Cecil's brother over there moved to Atlanta because he going through a divorce. And the brother's kind of like, you know, he's like, you know, I just been so, you know, thankful to be here, have people around me or whatever. And Cecil's like, you know, my brother has been closer. You know, he has unfortunately been dealing with a divorce, da-da-da-da. And so Cecil basically starts talking about, you know, the issues that he has with Simone. And he basically was like, yeah, you know, we kind of keep going back and forth because the boys with college, you know, and I just kind of feel like, you know, we do need to acknowledge the fact that, like, we are very blessed and we can do this thing for them. He's like, I will never forget. And this nigga tried to make this shit sound like it was motherfucking Selma. I had to stand in that line for 3 hours of the financial aid. I remember that. My parents, we watched our parents work their fingers to the bone. And I stood in that financial aid line for 3 hours. And I told myself I'd never have my kids do that. Cecil.
Again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit.
How long you gonna be doing this?
If you don't get your ass out somewhere, because he is seriously conflating all all of this, and it's pissing me off because, one, you staying in the financial aid for 3 hours is just simply an inconvenience. It's a part of the college process, okay, nigga? And that's something that your kids ain't got to go through because now shit is online. So miss me with that. 2, your kids have already gotten the blessings and the fruits of y'all working hard labor, you know, loosely using y'all working hard because they've gone through the whole undergrad process debt-free. The whole undergrad process debt-free. With a home paid for, with a car paid for. So all of that bullshit of, you know, oh, my kids won't have to go through, they've already literally got the benefits and like all of the blessings and the fruitfulness of the labors already. And the fact that you're not hearing that your son spent $60,000 in 1 year, and how flippant and inconsiderate and clearly impulsive that is, and you're trying to correlate that to having his college paid for and leaving without debt, all that stuff. Like, sir, all the money that he spent in 1 year quite literally could cover his college. So the fuck? And so the brother was telling Cecil, right, he basically was like, look, you and your wife need to be on the same team, because at the end of the day, when the boys leave and they become grown and get out the house or whatever, it's gonna be you and your wife. But it's given, if you keep acting this way, it's just gonna be you by yourself and your wife finna be long gone. Okay? In the famous words of Beyonce, where you want me to go, Sharon? To hell.
First, I suggest you pack your toothbrush. And then I want you to get your socks, your shaving kit, your underwear, your prophylactics if you think you need them, and get your ass out of here.
And go where, Sharon?
To hell! But until then, I suggest maybe the 4 Seasons.
Until then, I suggest the 4 Seasons. Because at this point, Cecil, your ass gonna be at the 4 Seasons if you keep fucking around. Because you want to be cool with the sons and you don't want to piss the sons off and whatever, but like, you're okay with pissing your wife off? And Simone is over there with the sister basically talking about how she's tired. She is tired, boss. She's like, I just feel so taken advantage of, you know, inconsidered. I don't feel like they're thinking about the work that I'm doing. And they're not, Simone. You're getting mad at them for something that you are the person responsible for stopping it, unfortunately. You have to be the one to shut the bank off. And you know what's real funny? Because it's a lot of we, you know, us, when it comes to talking about what we can do for the boys, what we can do for the boys, and what they can get from us because we work so hard and this is for us. But Cecil, anytime your boys is talking, it's not giving y'all, it's not giving us energy. It's giving mama is the one making the money. Mama's the one with the bag. That's why Michael looked at his mama for the one to pay for college and not you. But had the nerve to sit there and talk about, oh, they get to go to college debt-free. What are you doing to make sure they get through college debt-free, Cecil? Like, don't piss me off. Like, I'm very interested to see at the reunion when he get asked about what he do to bring income into the household, what he gonna say? Yeah, you a realtor or whatever, but how many houses is you selling? Is the question. Are you a realtor or do you just got a realtor's license? There's a difference. Are you a realtor or do you just have a realtor's license? There is a difference. But nonetheless, you know, Simone was kind of talking about how with Cecil, His dad was super strict. You know, real kind of hardcore, what you can imagine an old school black family being like. So it does, you know, explain why Cecil is just so like hands off with a lot of things. But he is confusing, you know, not being the overbearing strict parent with not enforcing guidelines and boundaries. Like, you can be a not strict parent and still, you know, make sure you put your foot down when it comes to boundaries and regulations. You know, overbearing, you know, slightly, very clearly, slightly, you know, as back in the day, I'm sure abusive black parents, because that's what we dealt with, you know. And yeah, Cecil is really, you're doing your sons a disservice. And when I tell you the way the brother was talking, like, look, yo, Sister Simone called me, and you know, because she's like, Simone has known Cecil brother for a long ass time, so when she's calling him asking for advice and whatnot, when she's calling him asking for sorry y'all, I was trying to look at this car behind me because they was all up on my tail following me, and I don't never like turning into the driveway of my house when I have people follow me for a little bit. Ooh, the bumps. I live in the country. And so yeah, the brother was kind of like, speaking from experience, you and your brother gonna be roommates, bitch. And so it literally, you just see Simone is just like, I can't do this no more. Like, I can't. And it's like, I wonder if, like, what has Simone holding on. And I hope it ain't this group of ladies. I really hope it ain't this group of ladies that's like, oh, if I want to divorce him again, like, they're just gonna tell me to stick it through or whatever. Like, I don't know. But, you know, the sister was just kind of like, you know, you gotta do something, Simone. Like, it's gotta be a limit put on this shit, you know. And she is, I think what a lot of women do is like, they try to create these opportunities for their husbands to like prove to them something, but every time they just end up disappointing themselves, because he ends up letting you down every single time. And one thing that you learn as you get older is stop having expectations for people who show you who they are, because it's only you that's creating the disappointment for yourself. Simone is like thinking that one day, just one day possible, Cecil is gonna stand up for her when it comes to, you know, just friends, or, you know, especially the boys. And every single time Cecil fucks it up, every time. Like clockwork, you know. And so I really feel bad for Simone, but girl, if you want shit to change, it's gonna have to be you to change it, because them 3 grown-ass niggas you taking care of, they gonna let you, and the famous word of Cecil, work your finger to the bone, bitch. Alright? Boy, Cecil really thought he was doing something with that motherfucking monologue, trying to make it sound like he was a goddamn fucking boycott on a bus. Nigga, if you don't shut up. So last but not least, the Build-A-Bag event. Let me make this short and sweet, because this is a review a lot longer than I wanted it to be. Everybody shows up. Contessa, what the dog fuck was that dress? It's given. Contessa just has a lot of shit in her closet that she hasn't had the opportunity to wear yet, and so she's like, I'm gonna just throw it on. The dress was damn see-through. Like, when she walked in, Toya killed me, because she just looked at her like, bitch, where you going? Like, you read the event and said, okay, let me put on this hooker dress. Let me put on this freakum dress to go make a damn leather bag. What? So Toya comes in, of course, with Heavenly's fake ass bag, and the ladies are getting instructions or whatever. She has them get the equipment. Jackie's bag actually was super cute. And so as they're, making all the bags and stuff like that, the lady's like, yeah, get your materials. And so Toya, being messy, talking about, oh, she was like, can you let us know which one is real leather and fake leather? She's like, some of these ladies, don't know that, or something like that. But of course, everybody kind of was like, here we go. So Heavenly was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. She's like, my portfolio. She said, okay, but this portfolio real. The houses I got is real, okay? And so basically at the end of that, Brandy and Angel basically kind of were like, bring up the text message, and how Toya kind of was like, what the fuck was that with Heavenly? Like, okay, Heavenly, were you being messy when you said make sure you tell Eugene that when it came to the Father's Day text message? She was like, make sure you tell Eugene that on camera. Now, is Heavenly wrong per se for what she said? No, because she saw what you did at that party, and so she knows what it's gonna be. And so she's like, make sure you tell your nigga that on camera, just like you can embarrass him on camera. Make sure you hype him up on camera. And it's like right message, wrong messenger, oh shit, and at the same time, I forgot about the men went over there to Scott's house. They were in the back, cigars or whatever. And, Eugene is talking to Damon about basically how the women are constantly coming after his masculinity, his manhood or whatever. And he's like, Heavenly, she be having shit to say. And Damon want to be pretending like he know Heavenly don't be saying shit. Yeah, she do. Nigga, Damon, oh, he pissed me off when he be acting like Heavenly. Because when Eugene had that issue with him last season about, who was it? Yeah, Greg. When he had the issue with Heavenly last season about her calling him a pedo, Damon wanted to sit there and act like he was just so confused as to why Greg didn't want to talk to him. Nigga, what? But nonetheless, of course, Curtis, he was like, well, I mean, all of the ladies do it, at the end of the day, Toya, she's not innocent either. All the ladies got something to say. Curtis is not finna let that shit go for Watch What Happens Live. And it's like, Curtis, let it the fuck go, because at the end of the day, you did the shit. Like, you did it. Yeah, so when the ladies were kind of like, so, Heavenly, you weren't trying to be messy. She was like, well, I'm just saying, like, say the shit on camera, because you choke and dog him on camera. And Brandy kind of was like, oh, so it was a little bit shady, okay? Like, and so Toya just kind of was like, girl, you don't need to tell me nothing about my husband, And so Jackie does her usual, every year she always does the, I'm so heartbroken about where we're at. She's like, I just really feel like Heavenly, I get it. Just because somebody throws a rock doesn't mean you have to throw a boulder. And Heavenly's like, you right. And she was like, Toya, I think it just was, because as Heavenly was saying, she's like, girl, you be disrespecting your man, and it make all of us uncomfortable. And it do be making the girls uncomfortable, but it's like, Heavenly, no, you ain't the one that's supposed to say shit, okay? After that, did contestant say anything? I don't know. But Damon did make a joke or he was like, yeah, we just got to talk to the ladies because they definitely need to change their behavior. And Eugene was like, oh, we need to change our lives. And they like started laughing. And then after basically Toya and Heavenly kind of go back and forth of being like, bitch, you don't need to tell me nothing about my husband, because I caught you or whatever. Worry about this fake ass purse or whatever. And Jackie was just like telling them like, come on now, let's cut this shit out. Y'all stressing me out so much, I done sweated my damn deodorant off. And she smelling her underarms and shit and whatever. And that's kind of where the episode ended, y'all. So So yeah, that was pretty much it for Married to Medicine. Hopefully this review, y'all stayed all the way through. If you did, thank you so much. Make sure to hit that like button. Uh-oh, the rain's starting to come down. Let me go ahead and take my ass in here before I get pulled on. But y'all dropped in the comments, tell me what you feel about the episode. What do you guys think about Toya and Eugene? Do you guys feel like she gave him a sufficient enough apology? Do you guys feel like Heavenly was right? Just the wrong messenger? What else? What do you guys think about Mimi? I like her. I feel like she should stay on the show. I really do. Her and Brandy, I feel like definitely should stay on the show. Do you guys think Mimi likes Toya? I wonder. And what do you guys think of Cecil and Simone? Do you guys feel like Simone's gonna have to be the one to call the quits between the two of them? I feel like it's gonna have to be Simone, per usual. It's always gonna have to be the woman to walk away. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Catch y'all later.